Happy Fettuccine Alfredo Day! Hee hee! Today is a good day because it is Fettuccine Alfredo Day, so I got some Fettuccine Alfredo and some garlic knots. It came with some marinade. Okay, I need to immediately start eating this. Oh my god. Ooh. Oh my god. I have not had Fettuccine Alfredo in so long. Wow. They gave me some crushed pepper flakes to put in it and Parmesan cheese. And I did, and it's so good. Oh my god. That Fettuccine Alfredo. Sorry. I'm eating so fast. This is so good, but the Fettuccine Alfredo is from Buca di Beppo. Buca di Beppo. It's from Buca di Beppo. And I actually decided to get it from here because Megan McCollum, one of my favorite mukbangers, she always would get her Fettuccine Alfredo from Buca di Beppo. So I was like, I'll get it too. And you know what? This does not disappoint. This is so freaking good. All right, let's eat one of these garlic knots. The garlic knots are they're not from Buca di Beppo. They're from this pizza place right across. Ooh. They're from this pizza place right across from my apartment building. It's called Wise Guys, and they have the best garlic knots. Mmm. We've got a nice carby meal with us today, and I am loving it. Yeah, I was gonna get the garlic bread from Buca di Beppo, but it was $9, which honestly is so expensive. And these 3 garlic knots were only like $3.25. Like each garlic knot is like $1, and they're big. Wow. As per usual, I was taking so much time to set up while my food was already here, and I was just so ready to eat. When I placed my order for this Fettuccine Alfredo, I got the small, and I realized, I was like, oh my god, I should have gotten the large. So I called Buca di Beppo and was like, I meant to get the large, can you please change it? And they're like, oh, you need to call Grubhub. So I had to call Grubhub and cancel my order. And then when I almost put it back in, like I was making my order again to get a large, and I went to Will and I was like, wait, how big is the large? Because I'm not looking to, get a huge platter of Fettuccine Alfredo. Not that I would mind that, but the large is like fucking $35 and the small is $25. So it came, and I think this is small, but they may have just given me a large. I don't know. Any Buca di Beppo fans, let me know if what I have here is a large or small, because I cannot tell. This is a large portion of fettuccine. Oh my god. Alright. Going to take a breather. And then I will discuss today's topic. Okay, now that I've downed a sufficient amount, Well, I spilled some sauce. I was looking at TikTok and I kept seeing all these things about the Wizard of Oz being haunted, or like all the things that went wrong while they were filming the Wizard of Oz. And I'm sure you all may know Wizard of Oz as like an iconic movie, you know? At least either my generation or like the older generation. But there's a lot of dark things that happen behind the scenes that nobody talks about. So I've been seeing it on TikTok and I thought, well, why don't I bring it to light on my YouTube channel? And that's exactly what I'm going to do today. So I want to talk about the costumes in the making of The Wizard of Oz, because a lot of the costumes that the characters had were horrible. For example, the Tin Man, they used an aluminum dust on his face and it was so toxic that he actually had to go to the hospital for like a week because he had like some respiratory illness from the aluminum dust, and he had to stop production. Like, he couldn't be in the Wizard of Oz anymore because of his respiratory issues, because of the aluminum dust they were using on his face. Second, the Wicked Witch of the West, her green makeup was so toxic because it was copper based that she accidentally like ingested some of it one time. She had to go on a liquid diet so she wouldn't like ingest any more copper. And they filmed this movie over the course of years. And she basically was on a liquid diet while they were filming. Like, they would film like 17-hour days of shooting to only be on a liquid diet while you have all that makeup on. That's not comfortable. That's not, that's not healthy either, you know? You need to eat. The lion, I remember watching The Wizard of Oz when I was younger, thinking the lion's like costume looked so accurate. And that's because they used real lion fur and real lion skin for the lion character. Which, like, I'm sorry, I really don't understand the point of that. Like, you could so easily just get a lion costume and call it a day. Like, why do you need real lion fur? Beats me. Oh my god, I have food all over my face. Okay, I put a lot of red pepper flakes on, but it's actually really good. But yeah, so this lion costume weighed about 90 pounds, and the guy who played the lion, Bert Lahr, I think that's his name, he like would profusely sweat throughout the day when they were filming, that at the end of each day, it took 2 assistants to dry out his costume. Like, first of all, I would hate to be that assistant drying out this man's sweat. But also, again, like, if it takes 2 assistants to dry out this man's sweat from this costume, why are you putting this costume on this man in the first place? It's so bizarre. And he also had to be on a liquid diet while filming because the makeup took so long to put on him that they were afraid that if he ate any solid foods, it was gonna mess up his makeup. Again, these actors were working like 17-hour shifts of filming. Like, insane. I do not believe that this is small. They had to have given me the large. It's weird though, I didn't pay like extra for it though, so I don't know. And I feel really bad for the Tin Man, because the guy who got respiratory issues, because he initially was cast as the Scarecrow, but the guy who was initially cast as the Tin Man convinced management to make him the Scarecrow because he always wanted to be the Scarecrow, apparently. So they ended up swapping roles. So this poor guy got respiratory issues from a role he didn't even want. After the Tin Man left production, they got a stand-in, obviously, and the replacement had like a safer makeup done. It was like aluminum paste rather than aluminum dust. But apparently his stand-in got an eye infection from the aluminum paste. So whatever they were using was not working, and it definitely was not safe for either actor. Yum. Again, why they're going through all this trouble for this movie, I do not understand. Also, like, I don't want anyone to come for me, but I don't remember, like, loving the movie. Like, I really liked the play Wicked, like the musical, but that's because I really liked the music and the story, but I was never really attached to The Wizard of Oz as a movie, you know what I mean? Like, it was fine. I don't think I liked it when I was younger because I think I was afraid of the Wicked Witch. It wasn't just the costumes that was fucked up in The Wizard of Oz, but also just everything about the filming was not good. For example, the woman who played the Wicked Witch, Margaret Hamilton, in the scene where she was like dramatically leaving Munchkin Land in a blaze of fire, she was supposed to go down a trap door and then the flames were supposed to rise up. When they were filming this scene, the trap door wouldn't open in time and the flames actually burnt her and gave her second-degree burns on her face and third-degree burns on her hand. She couldn't come back to filming for another 2 months, and she wasn't even healed at that point. Like, getting second and third-degree burns on your body takes a lot longer than 2 months to recover, so she basically was only given 2 months to recover. Ridiculous. I love garlic knots. So yeah, poor Margaret Hamilton was fucked over by the flames, and also her stand-in in another scene. Her stunt double was also injured because the pipe underneath the broom exploded and it sent her stunt double into the air, and she got like a 2-inch deep gash on her leg. Crazy. Like, I wonder how much they were paying these actors for this movie. I'm sure at the time it was a lot of money, but, you know, if I was Margaret Hamilton, I'd be like, I'm out of here. Like, this is not worth all the injuries. And also, after Margaret was burned, they needed to immediately remove her makeup because they were afraid that the copper from her green makeup would get into the burns. So they needed to rub off her green makeup with alcohol. Like, rubbing her burning flesh, basically, with alcohol. Oh my god. Like, how painful that must have been. Another thing that was messed up with filming was in the scene where Glinda the Good Witch, like, reversed the Wicked Witch's spell on, like, the poppies, the scene in the poppy field with all the snow, you know what I'm talking about? Apparently the snow that they used was literally asbestos. it was like a field of asbestos. And at that time, it was known that asbestos was harmful, you know, but they used it despite knowing that, which is crazy. And actually, so did a lot. They used asbestos for snow in a lot of movies because it really accurately depicted what snow looked like. But still, like, it was known at this time that it was harmful and that it was cancerous, and yet they were doing it just because it looked like snow. That's so fucked up. It's not known whether anyone had any lasting effects because of the asbestos used, but the man who played, was it the Scarecrow? I think it was the Scarecrow. The man who played the Scarecrow died of a respiratory illness at like age 67. So was it because of mesothelioma from asbestos? The world may never know. Just the fact that they chose to use it for this stupid scene, knowing it was not good and harmful, is ridiculous. Why the hell would you put the actors at risk like that? It's so messed up. Oh god, that bite was spicy as hell. So many red pepper flakes, you guys. This is good fettuccine Alfredo. This, I'm sure a lot of you have heard about. Apparently it's a myth, even though I personally think it's true because it looks really real. But the scene where Dorothy and everyone are following the yellow brick road to go to the Emerald City, in the background you see like this dark figure hanging on a tree, and people think that it's a Munchkin who killed himself on set, and as they were filming they just didn't realize it. And the director like covered it up saying it was like a bird, like a crane for the set to make the forest looked more realistic, like that there were a lot of animals in it. But that was the only animal in the scene, you know? Like, if that's true, then I would expect there to be a ton of animals in that scene, but there was just that crane. We don't know if it's true or not, but personally, when you watch the scene, it looks really freaky. Like, it genuinely looks like somebody's like hanging from a tree. It's really scary. And now it's edited out of the like final version. The version they show on like TV networks, that part is edited out. Like the black figure in the background hanging from a tree, that's edited out in the like final version. So a little sketchy if you ask me. Also, poor Judy Garland. She was 16 when they were filming, and she was told to be kept on a strict diet of black coffee, amphetamines, cigarettes, and chicken soup. This was all to make her look like young, youthful, and pretty for the movie. First of all, I don't know whose idea it was to make her smoke cigarettes to look youthful and young. Like, smoking cigarettes ages you. It doesn't keep you young. So whoever had the idea to put a child on uppers and cigarettes and basically starve this poor 16-year-old girl, they should not be directors. They constantly called her fat. They instructed the MGM cafeteria. They told them not to give her anything but soup or lettuce, no matter what she ordered. There were people that actually would follow Judy Garland home after filming to make sure she wouldn't, like, eat outside of her diet. Like, this poor girl is 16 years old and you're putting her on a diet and giving her uppers? Like, they would give, all the actors, they really would give uppers, and then they would give them sleeping pills at the end of the day because they gave them so much amphetamines to film. So yeah, poor Judy Garland, for the duration of her life, suffered with body image issues and drug abuse, and she actually died of an overdose at age 47. And people do believe that it all started when she was in The Wizard of Oz because they gave her uppers, and actually her mom was the first person to give her uppers because she thought it would enhance her performance in The Wizard of Oz. What a horrible mom! I hope she feels guilty. And apparently, like on set, the Munchkins would like look up her dress and like try to touch her inappropriately. I feel so bad for her. So yeah, basically, The Wizard of Oz is cursed. This is something that I feel like people don't talk about enough because Judy Garland, I feel like it's known that she's always suffered with drug issues, yet nobody decides to trace it back to The Wizard of Oz and the stuff that they did to her. Oh, I forgot to say this. I don't know why I'm smiling because this is really bad. But the director, there was one scene that she was doing with the lion, I think. There was a scene she was doing with the lion and she like couldn't stop laughing. So the director pauses filming and goes up to her and slaps her across the face and says, go in and finish that scene and like, don't laugh. And she did the scene again without laughing because the director slapped her in the face. All I'll say is I was never like a huge fan of The Wizard of Oz. And also it's like just not that good of a movie. All this stuff happened behind the scenes. All these people were injured, all these long lasting effects that they had on people. For a mediocre movie, honestly, what was the fucking point? When people call The Wizard of Oz an iconic movie, I'm like, do you watch movies? Because I don't know. I feel like The Wizard of Oz wasn't that great of a movie. Sue me. Definitely not that great of a movie for Judy Garland to continue to have body image issues and drug abuse issues throughout her life, or for the Tin Man to have respiratory issues for the rest of his life. Well, you guys, I'm getting kind of full. I actually ate so much of this, but this will definitely make for a nice dinner. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this mukbang / Wizard of Oz info session. I just feel like not enough people know how fucked up The Wizard of Oz was. I definitely will not be watching The Wizard of Oz anytime soon. The last time I watched it was like a long time ago, and let's keep it that way. Well, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and happy National Fettuccine Alfredo Day, hee hee!